ordinary Dominica. Listen to their stories.
We see that already. I've seen this show.
No restrictions, no holds barred. In the spotlight will also spotlight interesting topics, issues, and relevant situations. Don't miss In the Spotlight on Q95 FM radio every Monday night from 8 p.m. In the Spotlight.
And we are all set to go at 16 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. Good evening again, everyone, and welcome to the In the Spotlight radio show. I'm so excited again tonight, like I was last Monday night, to have the 3 remaining contestants vying for the title of Miss Dominica. The show is carded for Thursday, February 16th, 2023 at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. And who knows, maybe I'll be sharing the stage with them. Just like we did last week, we had a wonderful program, and I anticipate the same for tonight. Thank you to Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited for providing us with pocket water for the ladies tonight. We thank Q95 FM radio for allowing us the platform to be able to host our show every Monday night. And we thank you, the fans, the listeners, the viewers. We thank you for joining us on the program tonight. With us, we have contestant number 3, Adicia Burton, contestant number 4, Tarnia Bellevue, and contestant number 5, Sandrine, Elizee. Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? We are. We're not wasting any more time. We're ready to roll, and we're going to go across and say good evening to the ladies. And I'll have to start with number 3 because we already did number 1 and number 2. So we're going to start with number 3 and ask Miss Burton to introduce herself to us.
Good evening to all the listeners behind the screen. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. I am contestant number 3, Adicia Burton. I am from the beautiful and historic Kalinago territory. I was raised in the village of Crayfish River, where I grew up playing a lot of sports such as volleyball and cricket. And I didn't let this stop me from performing well at my academics, because a lot of individuals know me for my performance at the 2019 CSEC examinations, where I placed in the top 3 scholars.
And you are sponsored by?
And I am sponsored by, Petro Caribbean Energy for Union.
All right, thank you, Adicia, and we're going to move along to contestant number 4, Tarnia.
Hello, my name is Tarnia Eugene.
So we should have done a switcheroo, right? We're good, we're good.
My name is Tarnia Eugene. I'm from the cultural capital known as South City Grand Bay, and I was born and raised there actually, and I went to the Granby Primary School and attended the St. Martin's Secondary School. Unlike Adicia, I was more of like an expressive arts person. I was more into music and dancing and theatre and instruments. So I spent most of my childhood getting deep into that. And I'm currently attending the Dominica State College to pursue my degree in nursing, which is something I'm very passionate about. And I'm sponsored by the Republic Bank Limited, and they're amazing. And I'm very grateful for them.
Tell us something about them.
The Republic Bank is the largest indigenous English-speaking bank, well, indigenous to English-speaking countries, and they have been there for a very long time, since 1850. So it has a long history, and they offer all commercial bank services. So yes, even though they recently came into Dominica in November 1st, 2019. They have been there for a very long time, and their motto is "We're the one for you," and I really do think their motto fit them very well.
So I'm just realizing we have two banks here. Alicia, don't you feel good that you're outside of the financial business?
I feel very distinguished right now. But I just want to make a correction.
Yes.
It was actually race and culture as well, and arts.
Okay, wonderful. Miss Sandrine, Miss National Bank of Dominica.
Good evening, everyone. I am 22-year-old Sandrine Elizee from the community of Kingshill. I'm currently employed as a customer service representative at the National Bank of Dominica Limited, and my sponsor for my journey on the Miss Dominica pageants, an institution that prides itself on customer first service delivery with a motto, NBD, your partner, your bank. I also hold an associate's degree in economics from the Dominica State College. So that's just a little bit about me.
All right, tell me a little bit more about your sponsor. You know, the sponsors, they really go out of their way, you know, to sponsor the contestants, to put their monies out. So a little bit more about Miss Republic Bank, you know, it's on and on. Let's say a little bit more about National Bank.
So I'm currently employed at National Bank, as I said. So I joined the bank in 2019 as a customer service representative, and I'm extremely elated to have been sponsored by National Bank of Dominica, one of the leading institutions in Dominica. And I am extremely excited to work with National Bank of Dominica. As you know, National Bank of Dominica is a really big family, and we have a lot of support for each other. Currently, we also have a participant in the Dominica Calypso Finals, Chester later, Dan Chess, who was once my manager at the bank. So it just goes to show that National Bank of Dominica is a financial institution, but we support arts and culture, and we support our own, and we encourage our members and our family members to get involved in everything truly Dominican. As you know, we are the leading indigenous bank in the country.
And let me just see my debit card works.
That's good. And as I'm here, I encourage all of you who can hear my voice tonight to collect your EMV debit card at the Bayfront branch from 8 to 5.
All right. And I am also a customer of Republic Bank, you know, so my debit card works too. Actually, my gold card works too.
Oh.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes. Ladies, let me just see how beautiful you all look tonight. And I'm already getting a beautiful sense of what is going to happen next week. The two last ladies, you know, of last week, Monday, were just as beautiful, and they were exceptional. And I can already see that we are on the road to a similar achievement tonight with the three of you. So let's get to know you a bit more, and that is something, you know, the audience is normally interested in, you know, getting to know the contestant a little bit more intimately. Not so much about your personal life, but just to get to know a bit more about you. So let us talk about growing up. You know, what was growing up like? We'll start from this end this time.
Growing up in Granby was amazing, because at a young age they really put you into your culture. They really just put you in a melting pot of the language, the dance, the clothing, the food, even the arts and craft. So growing up Granby, I spent a lot of time outside, but also working with the culture group, Granby Primary Culture Group, and I was part of a lot of things. I learned how to weave baskets, well, not really baskets, but the little table mats that they create. They teach you that, and I thought that was so interesting. I'm like, oh my god, I want to be part of everything. And I joined the Creole group, and there was a cheerleading group at one point that I also joined. And I spent a lot of time outside playing in the fields and going to the river and having cookouts with friends, and that just made me be a very free-spirited but like creative person. And growing up there was like you're learning everything. From you getting knowledge book-wise, but you also getting hands-on experience, and I really enjoyed that.
So for you, it was about being integrated into the culture
Yes.
of your community.
Yes.
Is that the same for you Adicia?
Yes, that was the same for me. My interest in my culture developed when I participated in the Kalinago Youth Path, which was organized by the Karina Cultural Group, when I was about 5 years old.
Tell me about that, the Kalinago Youth Path.
Yes, that was a program that was led since about 2006 or so. I think Mr. Dangleban, he was the previous manager of the Kalinago Barana Ote. He was also spearheading that project. But it has since discontinued, but I can say that I have seen all of the benefits of this project. I've gotten to learn so much more about my culture, and this is why I am an advocate for it today.
Miss Elizee.
Okay, so I grew up in the community of Kingshill. I lived there all my life. And unlike the two ladies beside me, it has been a very quiet childhood. So growing up in Kingshill, I was always inside. At that time, I was an only child. So I do have a younger brother, but we are 7 years apart. So for most of my childhood, I was alone. So I would spend time playing with my toys and reading books, most importantly, as well as communicating with my grandparents and learning a lot of things and praying. However, I took this as an opportunity to venture outside of my community and find things that would interest me and find things that I would love. And from there, I joined a lot of groups in school and outside of the community of Kingshill. So at school, I was a member of the St. Martin's Primary School netball team, which was short-lived. However, I went on to the convent high school where I was a member of the Emoja CHS speech chorale, as well as the ICT club and anti-bullying movement. Outside of that, I was also a member of the National Bank of Dominica, again, flag wavers, and furthermore, the member of the Sixth Form Sister Singers of Dominica.
You mentioned enjoying reading. Do you still do a lot of reading?
Not as much as I did as a little child. It was, I think perhaps because I didn't have anything else at the time, I really loved reading, and my mother would always encourage me to read. Oh, Sandrine, go and read a book. Sandrine, oh, I bought this book for you. And it was really, at the time, there were a lot of series. So like Junie B. Jones, and Enid Blyton, and Nancy Drew, and Hardy Boys, that would always like keep me going. So at that time, that was it for me. I still read, but not as much as I used to in the past.
I want to stay with you a little bit. Let's talk about your various communities. Tell us about your community of Kingshill. What is unique, what is special about Kingshill?
Okay, so Kingshill has one of the only military cemeteries that is above our savannah, the Kingshill Savannah, where I was launched last week Sunday. We also is home to one of the most visited national historic sites, the Monmouth Garrison, which is which was used as the defense of Roseau back in the days.
Tell me more about your community, Adicia.
Well, the Kalinago territory is famous for its prestigious institution, the Kalinago Barana Ote, which is actually located in my village, which is Crayfish River. If you didn't know, Crayfish River's Kalinago name is Isulukati. So everything has its own Kalinago name up there. Yes, and the Kalinago territory, of course, is very fascinating. We have 8 hamlets, and we have a lot of beautiful tourist attractions, such as the Les Kali Tetshire, which is a famous rock formation, which is surrounded by a legend of the great Snake King. Yes, and we also have the spiritual rock of Anshrizo. It's not exactly in the Kalinago territory, but it's also...
But you're claiming it.
Yes, we're claiming it because it's part of our culture. And we have a lot of rivers and the coast. It overlooks the Atlantic Ocean. So it is the most gorgeous place in Dominica.
Okay, I guess I'm other people might say, I can challenge you on that, right? Tarnia, let's talk about South City Granby. I was just there today. You know, we bid farewell to a cousin of mine. So tell us about Granby.
Well, Granby is known for having well-known artists coming up from that places. You have Asa Bantan, you have Michael Henderson, you have the Midnight Groovers. And the thing is, Granby people really know how to enjoy themselves, and they love to express themselves in either music or art or dance, and like it really shows because we have so many artists from that community, as well as the Coal Pot, which we produce our own soap. I give you guys some of those. And that is something that we have to continue, and it's also located in a historical site. So where they make the soap is literally a historical site. That's the Geneva Estate. And so much history. Granby has a lot of history from the citrus. Back then when they had the citrus farm and the Nassif, and there was a whole revolution, and a certain gentleman from Granby burned down their whole factory because, exactly as I said, it was a revolution and they were tired of being in prison and stuff. So Granby people is they know how to stand up for themselves, they know how to speak out, they're very expressive, and they pass that on to everybody, and I think that is something that we should do with the next generation, always pass on our tradition.
I'll say this to you ladies, that I think everyone from your respective communities who are listening tonight are smiling ear to ear because you all did a fantastic job giving some praise and highlighting your communities, and I really truly appreciate this. Something that is also important along this journey is the support of family. And even before getting into the support of family, I want you to tell me a bit about your families. We'll start with you, Adicia.
So I come from a large family in Creeks River known as the Burtons, and there are, I want to get the number wrong, 8 of us. So they're my parents and my 5 siblings, and we're just a loving and grand family who is very involved within our community and sports. We call ourselves a sporting family because we're almost like a gigantic cricket team. So it's a very loving atmosphere back home, and I do miss them because now that I have to stay in Canefield sometimes because of the pageant, I miss them dearly. So if they're looking at this, I love you very much, guys.
Tell me about siblings. How many sisters, how many brothers do you have? What is that family unit like?
Well, I have one sister. She's my favorite sister, and she's my chaperone.
Is the lady who's there with you? Yes.
And I have 4 brothers, Asha, Anderson, Aaron, and Asa. My parents, they named all of us with A names, so we're Aces.
I was about to ask, is there a reason why they started everybody with A? Is it because the first letter of the alphabet, which means probably it's the first? What is the link?
I think it was named after my father. My father is Alexander. So Alexander, Aaron, Adicia, Asa. Even some of my nephews have taken up this trend.
Are we moving to you, Sandrine?
Okay, so I come from a very small family, I would say, very close-knit and full of love. So I grew up in an extended family home with my mother and little brother, as well as my auntie and uncle and grandparents. I also grew up, well, before they passed on, with my great-grandparents, who are no longer, who I love very dearly, and miss them every day. But that was just, like I said, I grew up with only one brother, so it was always by myself for most of the time. His name is Aiden, and he's 7 years older than me, younger than me, sorry, so it's not much to tell.
But let's talk about, and Adicia, I'll come back to you as well on that part of it. In terms of making this decision, do you have the support of your family in this whole process? And I say that because, again, I posed the same question to the ladies last week, because when I made the decision, I was on my own. My parents were really not in support of me participating in the pageant, and for me, that was a challenge. It was very difficult, in terms of getting myself in the right frame of mind to compete. What is it like for you guys?
I can say I have a lot of support from my family, especially my mother and my aunties. They are with me every step of the way, encouraging me and pushing me, motivating me every day, as well as my team. I cannot never forget my team. They have become my family, and I love them dearly, and they encourage me and push me to be the best that I can be, and I'm truly thankful for them. As well as my friends and co-workers. They have really taken on the Miss Dominica journey of mine as theirs. So it's all about a family, my friends, my family members, my co-workers, and my team. We have become one, and we're working towards the goal of Sandrine becoming Miss Dominica. And it's really an expression of love and gratitude from all of them, and I truly appreciate it, and I can't wait to make them all proud of me.
And Adicia, doesn't that just make the journey so much easier?
Yes, it definitely does. I have no complaints when it comes to my family because they have supported me with every decision that I have made, whether it be sports, pageants, school, extracurriculars. They have been with me every step of the way, and I have received tremendous support from them, and I really appreciate them, and I really appreciate my team, Team Adi, who works tirelessly behind the scenes.
Tarnia, so we have to do both aspects with you. So first of all, tell me about your family, a little bit more about your family.
I have 5 siblings.
5?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 older brothers and 2 younger sisters and a baby brother, and he's really the baby because he was born 20 years after my older brother. And my older brother constantly used to tell my mother that he wants boys, he doesn't want girls, but he got 3 sisters back to back, and like he was like, oh no.
Good for him.
But my family have been very supportive, especially my little sisters. They're literally like my hype man. Everywhere I go, photos, pictures, we love you, oh my god, I'm so proud. And my mother, oh my god, mommy, you have been so patient with everything, and she has always been with me for every step of the way. And she's literally just put herself in my team, Team Tarnia, and she's working with them, and my team as well have been amazing, and I literally became their child. Mm-hmm. They told my mother, your child is not your child anymore right now, she's our child, so we're going to take care of her. You just have to give us permission to take care of her, and she has really done that, and my team has really treated me like I am their own, and I'm very grateful for them. How
important is it to have, and again I will make reference, during last week's show, and myself, I didn't know what a team was when I took part in the Miss Dominica pageant back in 1996. I went part in your team, but today, we really have some really strong people coming together, made up of family, made up of experts, coming together as a team. How important is it to have that team? Sandrine, let's go.
Yes, I think it is tremendously important to have a team. They're really your backbone. This is not an easy journey, as we know. It takes a lot on your physical and mental state, and having a group of people who can continuously encourage you and motivate you is extremely important. My team, I can speak for my team specifically, they have helped me in much more than just pageantry. On this journey, they have helped me to discover truly who Sandrine is, as well as learning so much more about Dominica and pageantry. And like I said, this journey has been one of so much growth for me. I have always been a confident young woman, but on this journey, I've learned so much more and gained so much more skills like time management and continued dedication and confidence and perseverance. And because of them, I have overcome so many challenges thus far on my journey, and I'm truly grateful.
Mm-hmm. Adicia, same for you, but without giving away your, too much of your information, what does a team comprise of? Who does it comprise of? A walking coach, a speech coach,
Well, my team comprises of my walking coach, my fitness coach, that's Joe at Definition Fitness, and consists of my sister, Elizee Burton, my consultant, Miss Letitia Butler-Moses, and my communications coach, Miss Alice Sabra-Deepany, and as well as Mr. Austin Cyril, who assists me with my talent. And there's basically so many individuals in the behind the scenes work, and I really appreciate them, and because they have done so much for me. And
How important are they, Adicia, in this journey? How important are they to you?
they are incredibly important. I wouldn't be here without them because they really support me. They really do everything. They plan out everything, and they're so detailed and meticulous, and that is what keeps me going because they also inspire and motivate me to do well.
Tarnia, does your team push you to give your best? Tell us how important they are to you.
They are very important because the appearance that I present to you is not only done by myself. They're literally in the background doing everything and putting everything together to make me my most presentable in front of the audience, and from the way I speak, from the way I dress, from the way my body looks, all of them are there helping to put everything together to make me, me. Well, personality-wise, the personality is still there, but the appearance that I'm giving, they're the ones that are toiling and working hard to make me the most perfect that I can be for everybody else.
And if you don't mind sharing, like Adicia did, who are some of those people behind the scenes?
My head chaperone is Carlton Henry. My communication and questioning and answering is Krishna Telemak. And Adicia and I actually have same fitness coach, Joe from Definition Bodies, and he's amazing with all honesty. He knows how to push me. And then Miss Krishna also helps with my outfits as well. So she's a fashionista and the communication as well. And then I have one.
And she's a beautiful plus size woman.
Oh my god, and she knows how to dress. Like, come on, she's gorgeous. And I have one more person on my team that I can't mention because they don't want me to mention them.
No problem.
And they're the one that gets me to gym at 4 a.m. in the morning. They're literally the one that gets me to every area that I need to go and be on time.
Okay.
And I'm very grateful for all of them because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be the most gorgeous. But like, yes.
And I'm sure you know they are listening, and sometimes, guys, I'll tell you this, just this mention is enough for them. They may not need money, they may not need you to say, oh gosh, there's a spa treatment for, no, just at least the acknowledgement and the appreciation. Sandrine, tell me about your team.
So my team Sandrine, aka the best team.
All right.
It's made up of a few people. My top chaperone, Mr. Malik Stewart, who has become one of my closest people in my life. We do everything together, work together, laugh together, cry together, share stories together, literally everything, morning, noon, night. And then there is my communications coach, Mr. Burton, and a few others on my team who play many roles, more than just one, who are Giselle Gabriel, Mr. Antoine Liverpool, Gita Siman, Dion Ansem, and Miss Crystal Fagan. And I also share the same fitness coach as it's your
Okay then. All right, ladies. Again, without these people, you are almost nothing for this pageant. Just imagine trying to do this on your own without your family's support. So I'm so happy to hear that all of you have the full support of your family on every level. This is excellent. And then your teams, you know, those who specialize in certain areas, you seem like you all are getting ready and you all are gearing up for the show next week, Thursday. You all realize it's next week, Thursday,
yes.
Right? Okay. Let us talk a little bit about what you enjoy doing. Adicia, what do you enjoy doing? Extracurricular activities. I know somebody mentioned sports. What do you enjoy doing?
Well, I enjoy sports. I was the one who mentioned that earlier.
What type of sports again?
Volleyball.
Volleyball.
Both court, the 6-on-6, 6 versus 6, and beach volleyball, which is 2 versus 2.
How did you get involved in that?
Well, I got involved through high school, but it was my brother, Anderson Burton, who actually coached me, and then I got scouted by my coach, Mr. Ray Robinson, and then I was selected to represent Dominica as part of the dynamic duo at the Youth Olympic qualifiers in Antigua, and we won for that day. And we represented Dominica in Argentina, the 2018 Buenos Aires Youth Olympic Games.
You went?
Yes, I was there.
What was that like?
It was amazing. It was a very culturally enriching experience. It was really eye-opening because you get to witness so many different cultures around the world, and I too got an opportunity to embrace my Kalinago heritage down there. I remember it being about 16 degrees Celsius, or even lower than that, and I actually had a traditional waiku on me, just ensuring that my people were represented down there. So,
all right. You took some pain. You took one for the team.
I took one for the team.
You took one for the team. Okay. Yes, Sandrine, tell me about your extracurricular activities. What do you enjoy doing?
Okay, so I enjoy performance and culture and creativity. So I said I was a member of the Sixth Form Sister Singers, but currently...
What do you sing? Alto?
Yes, head on.
That was the first thing that came to my mind, right?
I was also a member of the Coleman High School Speech Choral Group, National Bank of Dominica Flag Wavers. And aside from extracurricular, I was also involved in church, where I was a member of my church youth choir, as well as youth group, as well as I served as an altar server at Our Lady of Fatima Church in Newtown.
Tarnia. Jean Guambe.
C'est
ça même.
So in high school I took part in many groups. I took part in choir, band, choral speech, Peace of the Apostles, Environmental Club, Activisers, which was a group that collects, like we raise charity funds for different things that need money, example the elderly to buy their pampers and stuff like that. I can't remember. Drama, table tennis. I joined a lot of clubs, but most of them were like clubs having to do with expressing yourself and being creative. And in college, I joined dance club, and because I love to dance, I love expressing myself. And I haven't really joined any club this year because it's been very hectic. But I would have loved to join the a cappella club. It seemed like something that I would enjoy. But yes, most of the clubs I joined were very expressive clubs. And in band, I played the trumpet, the clarinet, and what is it called again? The flute. Yes. So I tried to indulge myself in everything.
Listen, the audience must be saying we are preparing ourselves for some amazing talents. Because it could be sports, anything that all of you have mentioned, you all seem pretty well rounded. And anybody can take what it is that you all can do and just put it together and throw in an amazing talent. Looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to bring, and the two other ladies from last week as well, what everybody is going to bring on that show. You mentioned that you're currently at Sixth Form College, so let's talk a little bit about education. Where are we in terms of education?
I'm currently doing pre-health to go into nursing, to get my degree into nursing. And nursing is really something, originally it wasn't my passion at first, because my platform is mental health, and originally I was majoring in psychology. I was going to become a psychologist. I was like, I want to help people. I want people to help those that are in need, those that are not understood. And I went into psychology. But then I realized that I actually like healing people, not only mentally but physically, and I like interacting with people and making people, checking up on them and see if you're okay, are you alright, do you need help with anything? And psychologists, they do that, but they're more like in a calm setting. You don't get to meet much people. You get to meet your patients one-on-one, but you don't get to meet like a wider range of people. And nursing was really something that called to me, as well as my cousin is a doctor, and I was like, I'm going to join your office. When you open the office, I'm going to be a nurse. I'll be there. So it was something that really pulled me, and I really wanted to be part of it.
Are you intending on being an active nurse, or are you intending along the journey to get into administration or leadership in nursing, or are there plans to go even further?
Well, I'm planning to become an active nurse. I want to meet everybody. I want to interact with everybody. I want to help everybody. And if I do plan on furthering it, it's more a surgical nurse, those nurses that have to deal with patients in the surgical ward and like being part of the ER. So yes, that is something that has piqued my interest as well. But I want to be an active nurse with interacting with everyone.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Sandrine?
So I started my educational journey from an early age of 2 years at the Charlotte's Nursery Preschool in Newton.
My family. I'm sure she's still there.
Yes, she is. I then went on to the St. Martin's Primary School and the Convent High School, and thereafter the Dominica State College, where I graduated with an associate's degree in economics. I also did a teacher's training, from which I graduated with a certificate in teaching high school and secondary education. And I plan to further my education in finance and marketing so that I can become a financial analyst in the near future.
Right.
My educational journey, well, I would say it began at home because my parents provided me with that strong foundation that I needed to excel academically. And I was also greatly assisted by the Roving Caregivers program, which is still ongoing in Dominica, where we had visitors coming and teaching us songs and dances and all of that from a very young age. So I really had that strong foundation in education. Then I went on to the Isulukati Preschool, which is located in Crayfish River. And then I graduated and I proceeded to the Salvia Primary School, where I graduated as valedictorian and a scholarship recipient in the Grade 6 National Assessment. Then I went on to the Castle Bruce Secondary School, where I also graduated as valedictorian, student of the year, and sportswoman of the year. And well, I was the top scholar that year as well. And I decided to go to the Dominica State College, where I did a triple major in math, biology, and chemistry. So all of this has pretty much laid a solid foundation for me so that I could pursue my career as an orthopedic surgeon.
All very intelligent young women. Where are we employed for now?
Well, right now I am actually contracted, and I start my work next February on the 27th.
Next February.
Sorry, Jesus. We're already in February.
That's
so
early.
this month, actually, as soon after the show is done, I'm starting my new employment at GIS.
Okay then, good job. You're going into media.
Yes,
So you're going to be
media.
doing a little of what I'm doing. Good stuff. We know you are at the National Bank. Tell us about what you do.
So I'm a customer service representative, and that is, well, a teller in Leamingtons, and I provide customer service on a daily basis for customers coming in and out of the bank.
With a lovely smile on your
Yes,
face, I'm
every day,
sure.
and I'm currently employed at the Bayfront branch.
At the Bayfront branch, all right. Still in school?
Yes,
Not working?
I am working.
Oh, you are?
I'm currently employed as a cashier at the ACS 7-Eleven, the one High Street. But usually they sometimes switch us out, so you know, you'd never know. I might be High Street, I might be downtown, I might be Pottersville. But the reason why I'm working there is because it works, it's very flexible with my schedule for school. And that is something I really enjoy. And I also get to meet amazing customers.
Yes.
And they tell me their story, and like no matter what mood they come in, they at the end of the day they're like, have a great day, enjoy the rest of your day, and you're like, thank you. And you once you show them kindness, they show it to you back, and I really enjoy that.
But that's a good thing, because it means that you are already understanding what it means to work hard.
Yes.
Work hard, go to school, and work. That's a good thing. We're going to take a break, ladies, so you can have a little sip on your tropical water. Mm-hmm. And when we come back, we're going to start, we're just about on time there, we're going to start thinking about it, why the decision to participate in the Miss Dominica pageant? Is it something that you decided on personally? Did somebody encourage you? Did a group of people encourage you? Are you doing it for the scholarship? Are you doing it because you just want to give back in some way to your culture? Is it to improve various elements, your self-esteem, your communication skills, your walking skills, whatever the case is? We're coming right back. Okay? All right, this is the In the Spotlight radio show. In case you're just tuning into the program, we have with us this evening contestant number 3, Adicia Burton, contestant number 4, Tarnia Bellevue, and contestant number
4,
Tarnia. It's right there, Tarnia Eugene.
Yes.
Oh, and I think I said it the first time. You didn't correct me.
Oh, yeah.
Did you? I don't know where is there a Bellevue? No?
No.
So Adicia Burton, Tarnia Eugene, and Sandrine Elizee. I got it right. I hope I say it right when I need to say it when the time comes around. Yes, so we're coming right back, and we are with these ladies. They are the other 3 contestants vying for the title of Miss Dominica next week Thursday. Last week Monday we had with us the 2 M's, Mia and Moesha. Yes, we're coming right back. Keep it locked to the In the Spotlight radio show.
FM radio every morning
Well.
from 8 p.m.
Thank you.
In the Spotlight, featuring people from all walks of life, spotlighting the triumphs, hopes, aspirations, untold stories, touching the human and personal side of our people in politics, religion, sports, business, music, culture, the media, and more. Getting to know our farmers, our public servants, youth, and the ordinary Dominica. Listen to their stories. No intention.
We can chat a little, you know. We just don't want so you can relax. It's okay, they can hear us once we don't say anything out of the way. We're on break. Okay, folks on social media, we're speaking. We're just not saying anything you all need to hear. To me. In the Spotlight, featuring people from all walks of Dominican life, spotlighting their triumphs and tragedies, dreams, hopes, and aspirations, untold stories, touching the human and personal side of all people in politics, religion, sports, business, music, culture, the media, and more. Getting to know our farmers, public servants, youth, the ordinary Dominican. Listen to their stories. No limitations, no restrictions, no holds barred. In the Spotlight, we'll also spotlight interesting topics, issues, and relevant situations. Don't miss In the Spotlight on Q95 FM radio every Monday night from 8 p.m. And we are back. It is 8:58, the time in the studios here at Q95 FM Radio. Thank you to all those of you who have joined us for the program tonight. If you're just joining us as well, we welcome you and we're very happy to have you. And we've had quite a wonderful program thus far, and we're just going to continue along that line with our 3 Miss Dominica hopefuls in the studios. We are live at Q95, but we're also live on the In the Spotlight radio and TV shows page. So if you're viewing from there, we thank you for choosing us tonight, and do stick around. There's so much more to share. Starting with, ladies. When I did it, I remember, at the time there was no scholarships, so there was a little struggle to get, young ladies, so they had to go around asking, would you like to take part in the Miss Dominica pageant? Not really, and then there would be some level of convincing to be done. In your case, Adicia, let's start with you.
Well, I decided to participate to advocate for my platform, which is reparations for indigenous people in Dominica. Growing up, I was more aware of the brutality, the historical injustices that the Kalinago people have faced as a result of European colonization. And so I decided that I wanted to be part of the momentum for reparatory justice and to really be an advocate for change for my people. And I'm really picking up the battle for my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather was one of the most influential chiefs, Chief Jolly John, and they even have the Jolly John Memorial Park named after him. He was an amazing leader, and I decided that I wanted to follow in his footsteps. And so I chose this platform to give my people the most impactful representation and to really bring about the empowerment and development of our Kalinago people.
And I asked both of the ladies last week, is the scholarship an added benefit or is it a major determining factor as well?
The scholarship to me is an added benefit. I was also in it as a result of the journey because I know that this is an avenue for the personal and professional development of many young women who, even if they don't win the crown, they go on and they are exemplary leaders who contribute meaningfully to Dominica. So I wanted this as an opportunity to develop myself and also for my people.
And you'll tell us about the journey a bit later on, but let's move to Sandrine to find out why she made the decision to vie for the title of Miss Dominica.
The Miss Dominica pageant has always been known as an avenue through which young women can develop themselves and learn a lot of skills holistically. And for that reason, I've chosen to participate in the Miss Dominica pageant as well as the scholarship. Like I mentioned before, I'm interested in furthering my education with a bachelor's in finance and marketing to further become a finance and marketing analyst. And for that reason, I have decided to participate in the Miss Dominica pageant. However, the decision didn't come from Sandrine alone. I have had many people in my life, friends, colleagues, family members who have always encouraged me to participate in the Miss Dominica pageant for as long as I can remember. And I've always been doubtful and hesitant. And this year, or last year, 2022, I decided, okay, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to showcase myself and learn and develop and grow, and we're going to know the goal in life.
Okay, so it wasn't just you in that case. Do you though have any pageant experience?
No.
No
I
pageant
have
experience
never
whatsoever.
participated in a pageant before.
Stage?
Yes, like I said, I've been a performer,
Yes.
so I have performing stage experience.
Right.
And I know how to perform and portray myself on a stage. However, being a competitive scenery with other young individuals vying for the same title, I've never had that experience. But this journey, I have learned a lot. And I would encourage any young women interested in participating in the Miss Dominica pageant to go for it, because you get to learn so much. You get to meet a lot of influential people in our society, people that can help you in so many aspects of life, not just pageantry. But like I said, your team will introduce you to people as well as the whole experience, because there are a lot of appearances that you have to make, and you will meet people in our society who will give you advice and who will help you and give you tips, and perhaps you can build a relationship for further use.
Adicia, I'm coming back to you before I go to Tarnia. In terms of pageant experience, I am aware you won a competition in your native Kalinago territory. Is that the only experience you have? Tell us about that, and if there's any, and stage as well.
I'm not new to the world of pageantry. My foray into pageantry began when I was 6 years old. I participated in my primary school's pageant, the Salvia Primary School Princess Show, and I won that year. That was in 2010. And then 2 years later, I decided to participate in the Carnival Princess Show in 2012, which I am also the subsequent winner. Then a decade passed, and then I decided that I would once again participate in the Miss Kalinago pageant 2022, which I also won. And I really wanted to just develop my interest in culture a little bit more and learn more about my own people. And I got to do that through the Miss Kalinago show 2022.
I don't know, as you touched it a while ago, something happened. Just touch the cord. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
And then, of course, from that, I decided that I wanted to provide the most impactful representation for my people. So, as Miss Kalinago 2022, it was also part of my duty to represent at the national pageant, Miss Dominica pageant 2023. So that was also one of the deciding factors of my participation this year.
Okay. Tarnia.
I feel like everybody has some like amazing stories as to why they decided to go up for Miss Dominica. But in all honesty, I was like, oh my god, I can't go up for this. I'm not meant to be part of this lifestyle. This is not me. I prefer being outside, going hiking, or doing something else and discovering the beauty of my country. And then I got convinced by a lovely friend of mine, and he was like, you should go up for it. And I was like,
a guy.
He was like, you should go up for it. And I was like, I'm not too sure about that. And I've known him since high school. We've been like really close friends in college. He was part of some groups that I were in, and like all of us close, we stay close. Even though the group broke up, we still stay close. And he was like, you should go up. And I was like, I'm not too sure about that. But he gave me some convincing. And the day that they were supposed to call me,
did he bring anybody else on to help him convince you?
He did. And the day that they called me, the previous day, my phone broke. So when my phone finally decided to turn on, they were like, oh, hi, Tanya, can you come in for a meeting? And all of them had their interview before me because I didn't get the call. And they called me on a Saturday, and I was like, okay, sure, I will come in. And
on the Saturday you had to go?
On the Saturday.
The same day?
Like they called me on the Friday night. That's when my phone finally decided to turn back on.
So they've been trying to reach you.
It's a very funny story. Like every time I tell people this, they're like, oh my god, God was on your side. They call you when the phone decided to come back on. And the Saturday I went to my interview, and I was like, where are the other girls? Am I the late one? And I was really thinking, I was like, oh my god, what is going on? And I had my interview, and I thought they wouldn't pick me because I was like, oh, I'm late, I missed the interviews, yeah. And then they were like, oh, you have been accepted. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. Thank you.
Were you excited about that?
I was kind of nervous, but kind of excited. I was like, oh my god, wow. What? Wow.
What, you couldn't believe you were chosen?
No, because in all honesty, you'll never see a representation of people like me going up for pageant, like somebody with locks, somebody that more of like the free lifestyle. We want to be outside. We don't really want that glitz and that. Like I used to watch the shows. I used to always support.
Well, my darling, that has changed on the international scene. Miss Universe, the last few black women who won some of these pageants had their hair like their curly black hair or their kinky hair.
That's true, but Dominica has never done it.
Dominica has never done it.
The only person.
No,
yes.
Yes,
They're natural hair, but not like locks.
Okay.
Just full out let their locks out and be like, yeah, I have locks, I am Rasta.
Okay, okay.
And
But you're a beautiful Rasta.
thank you.
Oh, girl with locks.
And I was like, you know,
Trust me, having your locks is like Adicia having her curls is like if Sandrine decides she wants to put her natural hair out, yo, let's go.
And that was another factor that really pushed me, the idea of like, I can be a great representation for girls in Dominica that's scared, like I can't show my locks, I can't do my kinky hair. And I was like, no, you can go out and be part of it and look beautiful. And I wanted to be like an inspiration for them. And I also wanted to push my platform, which is mental health. Because I realize in our country, we don't really take mental health seriously. If you tell somebody about it, they think it's funny, it's a joke, or you're not depressed. And I noticed something about Caribbean parents. Like if you said you're depressed as a child, you're like, well, I'm not. I just don't feel happy. I'm not happy with where I am. They're like, oh, but I give you food, I give you clothing, I give you shelter, you're fine.
What else do you want? And we're going to talk a bit more about the platforms in just a while. But what about the scholarship? Did that motivate you in any way?
Well, it was a +1. But the other things were more what I was passionate about. The scholarship was a +1. Mm-hmm. So yes.
And this year when you got the call?
I believe it was a Thursday, like a random Thursday. And then I went into town. I actually didn't
A call or
apply.
an email? Did you
A
get
call.
a call? Okay.
Is it a call? Yes, it was a call.
Okay.
I actually didn't apply. I believe that they noticed my participation in the Miss Kalinago 2022. So I was called in for the interview. And then they emailed me and said that I got through. I actually missed that email. And I was like,
As you said that, I think
like I
I
got
missed that
3
email
days
too.
after. I was like, oh, there's an email there.
Sandrine, did you miss the email?
And then they finally called us. No, I realized that that's true. I missed the email too. Like, you got accepted. And like, when I go into my email, I'm like, oh, okay.
You got the email after the call?
No, I got the email, but I didn't realize I got the email. And then they finally called me and they're like, you are accepted. Can you come in? Because that was our first meeting.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Sandrine, what about you?
Similar to Adicia, I hadn't actually applied.
Okay.
But I was approached.
Okay.
And I thought long and hard. And I consulted with a few of my friends. And I was like, okay, after the email. And then I went for it. So I went for the interview. It was an evening about 6:30 after work. I went, casual conversation. Mm-hmm. And then like 2 days after, I can't remember what date it was exactly, I received another email. Mm-hmm. You're chosen top 7 for the Miss Dominica. And then I was like, okay, let's go.
Let's go. Let's get the ball rolling on this. You started talking about your platforms a bit throughout the interviews, but I want to expand a bit more on your respective platforms, why you've chosen that platform, and what are you going to do with and about this platform, whether you win the crown or not. You want to take first dibs?
Yes, I'll take first dibs. So my platform, if you have missed it, is Reparations for the Indigenous People of Dominica. What I would do if I were, well, I still intend on doing, whether, regardless of whether I keep the crown.
Let's break down the platform itself first before we get into what you would do.
So, Reparations for the Indigenous People of Dominica. Our indigenous people, the Kalinago people, have faced heart-wrenching wrongs as a result of since the arrival of Columbus, and he has really left a legacy of suffering and plunder for our people. Our women, they were raped and murdered. It was really devastating. We lost a lot of our resources, land. There was a near genocide of our people from billions of Kalinago people all over the Caribbean. We were reduced to 300 people on the east of the Kalinago territory, and this number has built up gradually, but we are the last surviving descendants of this tribe. So I believe that it is important that people know our story, and that is why I decided to go through this platform.
Okay, tell us how you're going to bring this platform to life.
Well, I intend on collaborating and liaising with many non-governmental organizations to really see a re-education and resurgence of our native history as well as our African history, because we are both in this fight for reparation and justice together. So to me, education is first and foremost in this plan as a participant and an advocate for this platform, and that is what I really want to do. I think that also we need to see the reconciliation with former European colonizer countries, where they can issue a full formal apology to our people and to the Caribbean countries.
Do you think your people generally would be in support of you, beginning to put some work into bringing this platform to where you can start seeing some results?
Yes, the Kalinago people are very united, and we are like one big family. We always look out for each other, and I think that is part of being. That is a part of having a common identity. It really brings us together, and our culture, our history. I think that knowing this is important moving forward, especially in building the momentum for reparations in Dominica.
Sandrine, I'm hearing about your platforms for the first time tonight. I'm keen on hearing what your platform is.
My platform is protecting the innocent to encourage gender equality.
Protecting the innocent to encourage gender equity. Equality, yes.
So I've chosen this platform to shed some light on the issue of not protecting the innocent and most vulnerable of our society, women and children. Recently, we have observed a lot of abuse in our society, especially amongst women. Studies have also shown that people who are victims of this abuse are people who have had some adverse childhood experiences, witnessed or been a victim of that crime. And in turn, they are not able to grow older to become mature individuals working in a society where both genders can perform properly and work together simultaneously. And for that reason, I've chosen this platform. I believe and I see protecting as an umbrella term that is nurturing, safeguarding, and helping protecting our children and most vulnerable in our society. At work, we see that, or in our society, we have seen that men have always been the forefront in our society, leaders of our society. And recently, as time progresses, we have seen women taking up the mantle and becoming more progressive and successful in our society. And for that reason, I believe that both genders can work in a society where we can achieve and become successful if we start from young. Where I say protecting our children, making them know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I am currently working with the IOM on a project I've mentioned before to help and provide resources for the vulnerable in our society in Dominica, so that they are given hope and protection, so that they know that they can achieve despite whatever it is that they may go through in life, and where we can live in a society where both genders can work in harmony.
Sandrine, I'm led to ask you about, to get your views on the Kanisha Etienne disappearance. And do you think that there is some way you can use this platform to bring her situation, her disappearance to the forefront and possibly do something, to help?
Yes. When I said protecting as an umbrella term, I think safeguarding would be the word that would most be linked to the situation of Kanisha. A lot of times, children are placed in situations in homes where they're not able to speak or they're not given a voice. And I believe that we should have resources or avenues available for these people or children, for instances when they feel alone or they feel that they're not given the opportunity to grow in an environment where it is safe, that they can get that safe space and safe home to portray who they truly are. And perhaps you never know, stop instances like that from happening. They can come from both, not only Kenisha, but from the perpetrator's side as well. A lot of times, like I said, people who are perpetrators of these crimes are often being abused or being exposed to that kind of abuse or adverse childhood experiences, that they are left with scars and they are left to grow into abusive people, people who are not able to do the right things, as we say. And I just would like to shed some light on that, because it is something that is going on in society for a very long time, and many people are focusing on it, or even those who are focusing on it are doing it on a large scale. And I would like to see that change, and I would like to see a lot of development on that issue in our country.
One of the young ladies from last week, I think her platform is similar to yours, but it focuses on men, and she actually gave examples of two situations, a friend and I think a family member.
Yes.
I think one committed suicide,
and the other one is on the street.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Are you aware of any situation that is close to you that led you to focus on that platform, Sandrine? Before we get to
Currently, no.
All right.
When I was thinking about what platform I decided I wanted to choose, I was thinking of it on the end of gender equality. I work in a bank in the corporate world, and I saw that I spoke about the managerial roles at National Bank is mainly women. And I just thought that this is so amazing to see and so encouraging to see that so many women are taking up these roles. And I would like to see that happen in a lot of places. Not for women to take over completely, but for both genders to be able to work simultaneously. And then I thought about it, and I researched, and I found that, it starts from somewhere. It stems from somewhere. It comes from something. And you have to have that encouragement, that availability of resources, that push to let you know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. Anything a male can do, a female can do, and we can all live in a society working well together.
I love it. Love what I'm hearing from all of you ladies. Tarnia, as I mentioned, one of the ladies last week shared with us that her platform focuses on mental health issues as well, but with a focus on men.
Yes.
Tell us about your platform. You said mental health.
Yes.
Give us some more details.
My platform is mental health awareness, and that is something I'm very passionate about, because I am also somebody that suffers from, at one point, depression and anxiety. I still do have anxiety, and it is something that affects everybody. And the thing I didn't like was that nobody wants to speak about it. Everybody's being very shy, and they're like hiding away from the fact that all of us go through something, and it is not something to be ashamed of. And I really wanted to bring forth that platform. It was something that I saw every day, and I wanted everybody to be aware that it is happening, and it's not something to be ashamed of. It's okay. We're all humans. We all have feelings. We all have emotions. And Dominica, the whole general Caribbean countries, just the Caribbean in general, has a very big prejudice against showing emotions. We always have to be strong. We always have to be, from a black woman is strong, a black man never cries, and like that kind of thing was something I didn't really like to see. I want you to express your emotion. I want you to be able to feel comfortable that you're expressing your emotions. And hopefully, I hope I can work with non-governmental organization and with the government, the Ministry of Health, to implement where people, not just in the cities, because most of the things are based in the cities. I want things to be out in the country as well, where they can have
decentralization.
Yes, exactly. Where they can go to therapy, where they can go to speak to somebody if they're having issues and they don't want to stay in an environment that causes them to be depressed or be anxious, that they can leave that place and go somewhere else where they can be at peace and relax and not feel no kind of guilt way, and nobody's going to make fun of them or make them feel shame. And that is something that I really wanted to put on the platform, not to just be like, hey, this is happening, I'm done with it, I talked about it, I went up for Miss Dominica, I talked about it. It's something I want to continue even further, and it was something that I was really passionate about, because I studied psychology for that whole reason at one point, and I really wanted to bring it forth.
You mentioned going through it yourself at some point in time.
Yes.
How did you deal with it? How did you get over it?
And how I got over it was through my family. They were literally my sunshine when I was in the darkest age. I like to say it like that because it really was my darkest age. I didn't want to interact with anybody. I didn't want to leave my room. I didn't even want to shower or eat anything. I was just, as my little sister liked to say, a blob on the bed. And they literally were like, okay, this is not you. We know you as being very happy, very peppy, always smiling. And they literally took me out of that dark age. And they were so supportive and so kind, and they didn't judge me, and they didn't be like, oh, you're not supposed to do this. And they were like, it's okay if you want to cry. Express yourself. It's okay. And that is something I think everybody needs. They need a sunshine in their life. They need a little something to take them out of that dark age.
So it's something close to home for you.
Yes, it is.
All right. Ladies, we are moving along quite nicely. We have to talk now about this entire journey and what it has been like since you made that decision to sign on the dotted line to compete in the Miss Dominica pageant. I know what this is like. I know it can be tough sometimes, but as I said, I know you all have teams, strong teams, good teams that are helping. Nobody looks tired to me, just like the team of last week. So this is a good thing. So let us talk about this journey and what it has been like for you so far.
Well, the journey has been amazing. It has been hectic. We've had to work with very busy schedules. But I think that one of the reasons that I am able to cope well with this addition in my life, it's because I was always a very disciplined child, having participated in a multitude of extracurricular activities. But this journey has been amazing. I have seen the tremendous benefits that it has brought to me. It has really helped me develop my confidence even more, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I've developed some amazing friendship and bonds that I know will last a lifetime, and it has been amazing to me, and I am very grateful for this journey.
Mm-hmm. In terms of a typical day in the life of Adicia Burton, contestant number 3, tell us about a typical day.
Well, normally I try to get as much sleep as possible.
Important.
Yes, so I go to sleep at about 10 or 11 and I wake up at 6:30. Then I do some of my personal gym routine. And then it depends on the day exactly and what activities we may have scheduled for us. But I try to squeeze in gym also at lunch. And that's a huge commitment for me. And then usually I have...
You should be eating at that time.
No, my team ensures I eat well.
Okay.
And then I have my own personal practices outside of that at about 4 and 7. It really depends on which round I'm focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
But usually we have it at different times during the day.
Are the committee organized trainings still on?
No, that's already completed.
Oh, so it's different now. Okay. So you have about 2 weeks, 3 weeks of that? You do your own thing? A week and a half? Thereabout? This week and next week you're on your own. And you can meet with your people, meet with your teams, do your talent, do your whole thing. Okay, Sandrine, what has the journey been like so far?
It has been a very interesting journey. One of growth and a wide experience of learning new things, new skills, meeting new people. Very hectic as well for me. So I get up around 7 every morning and I go to work. I leave at 5 after 5. I go to the gym. And thereafter, I would attend team practice when we had team practice. And then go to personal practice. And I have a schedule for days for which I would do each round. And I get home most times late at night because of work. I don't have a lot of free time during the day, so everything has to be at night. And that has been a real change for me because before a lot of my time was spent sleeping in the evening, watching shows, just relaxing generally. And now it is always hustle and bustle. But I'm dedicated and I'm committed and my eyes is on the prize. So I'm working towards it and I am getting there.
You're getting there. In terms of, you mentioned the element that has been somewhat of a change for you. What has been the major change in your routine or your normal life in terms of taking part in the pageant?
I would say the appearances. For me, social life would be done on the weekends, not during the week. During the week is work, home, inside stuff. On the weekends, I would meet my friends, go out. But now we have social activities on a Monday night, on a Wednesday at 11. We have to dress up, clothes and makeup, and go out and meet people and have fun. And that has been a change for me, but I have really embraced it and I'm really enjoying the journey because these are the parts that you have to enjoy. When I'm on my own with my team, it's working hard. So the times when we get to go out, I do enjoy it, but this has been the biggest change for me.
Biggest change for you.
Yes.
Adicia, what about you? What has been the biggest change for you in all of this?
I would say my gym schedule. That has been the biggest change for me. Like you said, I've always participated in a multitude of extracurricular activities, so I was a very social person growing up. I've also worked extensively with different organizations and groups such as the National Youth Council of Dominica, the Carifuna Cultural Group, the Carina Cultural Group, and the Kalinago Youth Council, of which I am vice president of. So my schedule has always been very, well, not rigid, but it has always been filled with different activities. So this wasn't an entirely new change to me, but the only change that I really see is gym, because gym is focused on youth specifically. So normally I would participate in team sports and I would exercise with my team. And we do that at different venues, but now I go to a gym inside of a building and I work out.
Are you seeing the difference in the gym?
I do see the difference. Although I was a very athletic person growing up, so I was always toned, so I didn't have that much work to do, but I definitely feel way fitter than I used to be before.
You too, Sandrine? Are you seeing the difference?
Well, I did used to go to the gym before the Miss Dominica pageant,
Okay.
but it was out of leisure. So if I didn't want to go on Monday, I would not go. If I didn't want to go on Wednesday, I would not go. But now it's part of the routine, so I have to go every day. So that has been a big shift, but it's not something new to me. I'm not new to the gym. I've been working out, but there is a big difference in what I used to do on my own time versus the preparation for the Miss Dominica pageant.
Tarnia, are you seeing, is there a difference in the gym experience?
Not really. Just like Adicia, I was pretty active.
Okay.
And my thing was more hiking and walking, so the more intense it is, the more I like it. So gym was pretty fun and I enjoy it. I may complain, we all complain, but I do enjoy it.
Let's talk about your journey, the experience so far.
My journey has been a very challenging but fun one. I thought I wouldn't enjoy it. I thought to be like, oh my god, this is so tired. I'm not getting any sleep, but I'm actually enjoying it. And I made some amazing friends. And as Adicia said, it's going to probably last me a lifetime. And I'm having fun with it. I'm not really the type of person to stress on things. So I'm trying my best to just enjoy it and go with it and not complain.
And like the other ladies, what has been the major adjustment, the major change for you?
The constant makeup. I am my household.
I didn't see that coming, Tarnia. I did not see that coming.
My household is a Rastafarian household. So we like our natural, we like our oils, we like our not being all glammed up and stuff. And the constant makeup is not it for me. I'm sorry.
You had to.
I know.
You had to.
So that has really been a challenge for me. Like I always get reminded that you need to put your makeup on. You have to keep it appearance. And I'm like, do I really need to put it on?
Yes, you do.
So that has really been a challenge for me.
Do you also ask, do I really have to put on the heels too?
Oh my god.
What about that experience? I want to hear.
I grew up with, before my little sisters came about, I had 2 older brothers. So that means I was outside. We were enjoying climbing trees like monkeys and going in the river and catching crayfish. So the fact that I have to wear heels has been a challenge, and now I've been taught how to walk in them. After this show, Will I say I'll put them back on? That is something to leave for later on.
Well, if you win,
Oh God.
you have to continue.
That's true.
Yes, yes. But are you good with heels now?
I'm good with
What's the
heels.
tallest that you're wearing?
The tallest I've worn was 6.
6 inches.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was surprised because I thought I would fall. I thought I would be a young deer taking my first step, but I was okay.
Sandrine, what about the makeup and the heels?
It's nothing new for me.
Nothing new
I've
for you.
always been a glitz and glamour.
Oh, you've always
Little
been
Barbie.
a diva.
Yes. And I've always been a church girl as well.
Okay.
And you know, for church you have to wear heels.
Yes.
As well as my place of employment. And it's funny, now that I am going up for the Miss Dominica pageants, I wear heels less at work because I'm so tired from practicing for the entire night with heels in the morning. I'm like, not this again. So I take a break at that time for a few hours, but I don't have any problem to say with my heels and makeup. I actually love it.
Okay, and how is the walking?
Great, perfect.
Great. Perfect for you too, huh?
You used to go to church with heels?
What, what about the walking, Tanya?
The walking in.
Have you mastered that?
Yes, I have.
So it's now or never.
That's true.
Adicia, what about you in terms of, well, we've heard about the various pageants you've taken part in, so I suspect heels and makeup?
Well, I used to do a lot of natural makeup looks, and I don't really like heavy foundation. I just like to put maybe just a little concealer if I have a pimple or something like that, and fill in my eyebrows. But nothing too heavy, and now I have to keep up appearances. So they were like, you have to do this, you have to do that. And it's like, okay, I'll do it. And as for the heels, well, I'm a sports girl, so I always maintained this balance. I was kind of girly, I'm kind of girly, like on the verge of being girly, and tomboy. So sometimes I literally flip between my sneakers and high heels. So that's my life.
How are we with applying our own makeup?
I did my own face.
You did?
Same.
You too?
I may not like putting makeup on, but I have 2 younger sisters that I had practice on, and I have to put makeup on for them. So you know, you have to learn some way.
So everybody did their makeup tonight?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I think those persons, wonderful. Those persons who are saying you should really applaud you for that. Excellent, excellent, ladies. So the show is almost here. Next week, Thursday, is the Miss Dominica pageant. There's a number of rounds. Which rounds are you saying, hey, I'm going to blow this ish out of the water, out of the park? And which ones are you saying, Sandrine, I'll start with you in the middle this time.
Okay, so I'm most excited for the talent round, but I am equally excited for each of the other rounds. And I think that I'm going to do my best and I'm going to showcase who Sandrine is. I'm not fearful for any of them because I have been working tirelessly to make sure and ensure that on the night of February 16th, I can perform extremely well in all the other rounds. But my most anticipated one is the talent.
Is the talent?
Yes.
Well, for me, I am also taking that approach as well. I'm looking forward to each round, even the introductory round. I'm going to come on with a blast on the stage, so you better look out. But I also look forward to the costume round because to me, the costume round is where you really have mass alawi on the stage. So I'm looking forward to that round.
It's the same for me actually. I'm going to put my best foot forward for every single round and show the best to my ability. And as Adicia said, I'm excited for costume because I feel costume is where you see each girl personality, their energy, and like it's something I'm very excited for.
So nobody said they're scared of the question and answer round. And we know that is the round that normally gets people a little antsy. And just like the ladies last week, I'm going to ask you the same thing. If you were to recommend a replacement, so forget question and answer round, forget standing up next to Fedina and Raymond and they're asking you questions, forget that. If you were to recommend to the DFC, the Quencher Committee, a substitute, a replacement for the question and answer round, what would that be? I'm going to start with you, Tarnia.
I never really thought about that. But if I would recommend something, then most likely something to represent your tradition, like something that your community is best.
No, same concept.
Okay.
Just not there's going to be questions.
Okay.
But not the
history and culture. Because the younger generation is very much losing a lot of our culture. For example, Creole. Ask them a sentence in Creole or a word in Creole and ask them to interpret that. And I think that is something I would love to see.
Wait, Sandrine, what you like?
Sandrine, I'm from Granby. You better learn your Creole.
I know my Creole.
Okay, very good. But that is something I would like to see because it means that we still paying attention to our culture. We're still paying attention to our language that is currently being lost, but they're trying to bring it back in. And it is something I would love to see.
So you're saying in the place of a general question and answer, you would focus it more on our language
Yes.
and our culture.
Yes.
Okay. Ladies, I also want you to think about a setting. Would you still want it to be you standing and then we're firing the questions at you? Well, not firing, we're sending the questions. You want to try something?
So for me, it would be a Market Dominica segment. And I would most likely put it at the beginning of the show. Because like you mentioned...
So a speech then?
No, not a speech. We're still keeping the elements of question and answer. However, we're turning it to something where we can sell Dominica to the world. The Miss Dominica pageant is one that is greatly viewed all around the world and throughout the Caribbean. And we can use this as an avenue to sell Dominica to the Caribbean. Dominica has been known as a nature island of the world, of the Caribbean, and has been marketed as an ecotourism destination. 7 contestants, 7 sites, and we would choose on the night of the show a site to sell to the world of Dominica.
I like that actually. I like that. Let me hear what your thoughts are this year.
Well, for me, I'm thinking along the lines of a debate.
A debate?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
a debate. You come, you take a stance for a topic, you advocate, and you show your views on, you show your perspective. And I think that would really go on to show the intelligence of these young women, because you may not, okay, you may be an exceptional young woman, but you come and you get this random question that throws you off. So I think that for debate, you can consider your various points and you can come and present yourself for who you truly are.
So you're kind of debating with yourself then? Kinda.
Well, not necessarily yourself.
You
or
can
also have it.
you can choose to be for.
Yes.
So it can be a debate, but you choosing whether you're for or against,
Yes.
and you giving your views on the decision that you take,
Yes.
whether it's for or against.
Yes,
I like Jill. She said yes, miss. I actually love all of those ideas, and it's something to be considered for the future, I am sure. Okay, ladies, so just a few lighter things. You did your village launches. Tell me how these went. Ooh, big smiles. Tell me how these went. Let's start with you, Tarnia.
My village launching went amazing. There was Apocabwit, there was many different bands and flag wavers, and I had so much fun. I joined in the fun and the Apocabwit and the trucks after you guys left. I'm sorry. I had a good time. And I went up that Lally Road and down that Lally Road. And there was fireworks. And it was amazing. It was so much fun. I enjoyed myself. Every time I go home, I'm always having fun.
Did your people come out?
They did come out. They came out to support for they didn't even, some of them didn't even know that I was going up. And when they found out, they were like, oh my God, whoa, you know. And I was like, wow, only met me for one day. There was so much support, and they came and they called their friends and they're like, come, Zafar John Kila, come and join me for, and all of them just came.
Zafar John?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my father's name.
Okay. And of course, we want to encourage them
Yes.
to come out in that same full force on the night of the show.
On February 16 at the Fourplex in the stadium at 8 p.m.
Sandrine, how did yours go? I know early that morning I got a call reminding me of having to send up some tents your way, but it all worked out.
When I got up the morning of Sunday, February 28th, I was very tired because I had a lunch in Friday night, Saturday night, and then mine was Sunday afternoon. But apart from that, I was pretty excited, and I was like, okay, this is my day to shine, and I'm going to look so beautiful, and everyone is going to support me and come out to support me, and I'm going to really show them and encourage them to continue to support me. So I really enjoyed my luncheon. It was from Castle Comfort to the Kings of Savannah on last week Sunday, and it was really a showcase of love and talent and beauty. We had a lot of creative groups, the National Bank of Dominica Flag Wavers, as well as my sponsor was there as well. And I have to really say a big thank you to my sponsor for always coming and always being a part of everything that I am participating in. And Tico, that is our bank's mascot, he was there and he served me, and everything was so spectacular. And I really appreciated everyone who came to support, show their support to me. And I extend a very big thank you, thank you, thank you.
And again, the same thing. Are they going to come out?
Yes, for
They
sure,
need to
most
come out in
definitely.
full force.
And I know they're listening. So, Team Sandrine, my friends, my family, community of Kingsdale, I invite all of you all on the 16th of February to come and support me and for the contestants for the showing of the Miss Dominica pageants.
Are we coming down full force from Kalinago territory too? How was your launching?
Well, my launching was spectacular. Unlike some of the other contestants, I stopped in every hamlet to speak to my people and invite them. So I really extended an invitation to everyone to be there on the 16th of February. And we had a lovely display of colors. We had our traditional Tet mask and our Laco Cabot band in full force at the Crayfish River platform, which is where we assembled. And we had a huge motorcade, and I am so grateful for each and every supporter who turned out to support me that evening. I really do appreciate you, and I thank you for your unwavering support.
In terms of, so everybody was happy with their village launches.
Yes.
Don't get distracted by me next time, you know, on my phone. So everybody was happy, and people are going to come out in large numbers.
Yes.
Something that you all did, which really stood out to me, your photo shoots. Oh my goodness. Those flying dresses, big up Bernadette.
Sure.
Yes, big up Bernadette one time. I did my flying dress photo shoot with her, and it was exceptional. It was quite the experience. But those, you all look so beautiful in those dresses, and it's almost like everybody just chose the right color that they had to. How did that feel? How was the photo shoot? How was that experience?
Well, for me, the flying dress, I was actually a model for them.
Okay.
And they just started off their business.
So it wasn't your first time putting this on?
It wasn't my
Yes,
first time.
right.
I got the opportunity to wear a dusty pink dress, and then this time I got the chance to wear a teal dress, and that really complemented my skin tone lovely. And I decided to have a traditional look for this evening where I had my headpiece and I had all of my Kalinago beads to represent my culture. And it was very lovely, and I really liked that look. And should I speak about swimwear?
Speak about is the experience. Tell me.
I love the swimwear. The swimwear was sponsored by Aura Swimwear brand.
Yes.
And I had this beautiful emerald green, and it was amazing. It really complemented my body shape, and I was also comfortable wearing it. And I think that was because I'm used to wearing the traditional waiku. And if you've seen the waiku, it's low-key like a bikini. But it's very comfortable, and it's amazing that I am so comfortable in my own skin.
Yes.
For me, my favorite segment of the photo shoots was the casual wear or creative wear. And it was beautifully created by Vinnie Moise. And it allowed me the vibrancy of the casual wear and all the colors and creativity of the outfit allowed me to really
Go ahead. Go ahead.
showcase who I am, and I was the most comfortable in that segment, and I think the photos can show. As well as the flying dress experience, I had a beautiful yellow dress, my favorite color, and I think that was the and I think that was the perfect color for me. And this has been a color that has carried throughout the journey of my Miss Dominica journey, and I think that is just a representation of who I truly am.
Yes, Tarnia.
I liked all the segments.
You liked
I enjoyed
everything.
everything. And I would say the part that I enjoyed a lot, like the most, was the evening wear photo shoot. Because Harmony Villa was the one that, like, what's the word I'm looking for? They were the one that they gave us permission to use their property. I don't want it to sound like,
yes,
but like they were a sponsor in that scheme. And Auntie Carla Armour, she was such a sweetheart. And like while we were taking the photo, she was like, "You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, give me a
that's
best."
Carla for you.
And like,
Oh,
that was
la,
so
la.
amazing, and she was so sweet. And I just want to pick her up one time. And Aurora swim, oh my god, that swimwear, beautiful. I felt like a goddess with my locks in the forest. I felt amazing. And then we went to the pharmacy, but it's called differently. And they were like, interact with the fruits. And the guy, I never got his name, but he was a Rastafarian guy that was owning the place. What's his name? He was so sweet. He was like, here, take the bowl of fruits and like interact with you. When we asked for one fruit, he was like, here you go. And he was such a nice person. I really enjoyed it because I got to meet so many new people. And they were so sweet and kind, and that was the best part.
Ladies, we're coming to the time where we're getting ready to wrap things up. I think this has been a very enlightening experience, just getting to know all of you, and I'm happy that I got the opportunity to do that, to chat with you, to have a conversation with you, to get to know you a bit personally, a little bit about growing up, you know, your education and your future plans. We got a bit of that in terms of what's in store. You want to be a nurse, you want to do finance, and Adicia, medicine, right? And you're quite an intelligent bunch, and I'm gonna rub the two other ladies in as well, in terms of giving that compliment. Clearly intelligent, clearly talented, clearly well spoken, and bright. And I think Dominica is in store for a massive show next week, Thursday.
That's for sure.
I think all 5 of you are going to bring your A game to this stage. And I suspect, you know, it's really going to be the one who really goes that extra mile who is going to win that crown next week. I'm excited for the show. Tell us what's in store for the patrons who will be coming to the show. By the way, just to mention, those of you who can't leave home to go to the venue, Flo will be bringing the show pay-per-view. So, you know, please call 235-3569 and register. Well, not now though. Tomorrow, please call so you can register. I'm referring to, you know, granny who can't leave, probably somebody who is sick and shut in, but they really would like to see the belty fisala, you know, so ladies, tell us what is going to be in store for us next week, Thursday. Who wants to start?
We are bringing the fun, vibrancy, and personality in true Masalawi fashion the night of February 16th at Carnival City. So be there.
Tell us a little of that in Creole. You say you can speak in Creole. A little. A little.
Papa.
You want me to help you?
Yes, please.
Nuka, mene.
Nuka mene.
Tout bagay bokuzo. You know what? You should have helped her. I'll come to you.
Cut me on the wrong side.
No, that's alright, that's alright. Look at when they was say sisters kila. No tuta sa, oui.
We're going to be putting on an amazing production, and you're going to be seeing all the glitz and glamour and the fireworks. It may not be actual fireworks, but you're going to see the fireworks before our performance and what we're going to bring to the table, and I hope that all of you can be there to enjoy the show.
Okay, vous voulez pas mati Creole?
Non, on va faire ça, non?
Ou pas faire ça?
Non, mon pas
Let me see if Adicia will take on my challenge. Adicia?
Sorry?
What can we expect from you next week Thursday? And if you can just give us a little bit in Kalinago.
Well, actually, the Kalinago language is not really spoken
Okay.
so often. That was one of the results of colonization.
Oh.
Our language took a central blow.
Okay.
Yes.
I know on another radio station there's a little bit of education, so every day there's a word, word and so on. Okay, that's fine, not a problem at all, but tell us what we can expect from you.
Well, I can leave with you one Kalinago word that you can expect to see that night. Tiki rikiti.
Tiki rikiti, that's sounding like a dance.
It means movement.
You see?
Movement.
I was close, right?
So I can promise you that we have great plans in for you. It is going to be a spectacular evening that you don't want to miss. And like they have said, every round will be unprecedented like no other. So you definitely want to be there.
Right. So ladies, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say your thank yous. Again, acknowledge your sponsors, your teams, and anyone who is supporting you. Well, you don't have to call the names, and I'm just saying, an opportunity to just give some final comments as we wrap it up.
Okay, sure. I would first like to thank the audience for taking part in viewing us, because you are part of everybody we see on this island and all of us are connected. I would like to thank my sponsor, Republic Bank, manager of Republic Bank, especially Auntie Gina and her team. They have really become a family to me. I would like to thank my team, Team Tarnia, my family, my friends, and everyone that has been supporting me and giving me well wishes. Thank you very much.
Most importantly, I'd like to say a big thank you to the National Bank of Dominica Limited, my sponsor, as well as my team, my family and friends. Thank you for all the love, supports and encouragements, and I hope to make you proud.
I would like to begin by thanking Petro Caribbean for coming on board as my sponsor in the Miss Dominica pageant. None of this would be possible without you, so I am truly grateful for your partnership. I would like to thank my team, Team Adi, for their tremendous support that they have shown me. I thank them for constantly being there behind the scenes and supporting me. I also thank my family, the Burton family. I also want to thank,
It's okay. Oh.
I also want to thank some of the other sponsors who came on board in their own way, such as Orally Beauty Bar, who sponsors the lashes and the nails behind my looks. Thank you, Orally. I want to also thank Gems Cakes and Delights, MJ Sporting Events, and the Curryfuna Cultural Group for being such a phenomenal and helpful in assistance. Thank you.
Oh, and the last person I'd like to thank, all of us fitness coach, Joe. Thank you very much for making us look snatched.
All right.
Thank you.
Everyone behind the scenes, thank you very much. We
Yes.
appreciate you.
Ladies, what can I say? You were all excellent, and I truly want to thank you as well for agreeing to be here and sharing with us. We have a better sense of who are the ladies who are competing next week Thursday, and if they win, what kind of Miss Dominica, a queen you will be, and just general information about each and every one of you. I wish you well, sincerely, each one of you. I wish you well, and may the best lady and team win next week, Thursday. No further outings for tonight after this, right? We're going home.
No,
Practice.
practice.
You have practice?
Yes.
It is 10 o'clock.
Yes.
I'm going to rest.
You're going to rest. Others have practice.
Yes.
All right, okay.
This is equally important.
Rest is equal. I agree. I
usually
agree.
get that in the day.
You get that in the
They
day.
give me a time to nap.
They
So,
give
you
you
know,
a time to that.
That's a good thing.
All right, I'm seeing all the loves coming through on the live. I was not able to read any comments because they were apparently coming fast and furious, so I was not able to read anything. But thank you to the viewers, thank you to the listeners, and thank you to everyone in whatever way you're supporting the ladies, please continue. Be that shoulder that they need. There's going to be a little breaking point for each of them if they've not had it as yet. It is coming. But please just trust your team. Trust your teams. They know what they're doing. And that one person you go to when you feel a little down, please make sure you go to that person. Do not deal with anything on your own. This is not a time for that. Yes?
Right.
All right, ladies, thank you. Have yourselves a pleasant evening.
Thank
and
you.
all the best.
Thank you. Same to you.